This is the podcast, not an interview. This is a conversation. No gimmicks, just reasons. 84 reasons. Come holler at me. What up, my good people? I am Ben Troupe. This is another installment of 84 Reasons. No games, no gimmicks, just reasons. Every week I sit down with a current, former, or future Florida Gator. My next guest, though, we talking about strikeout specialist. He be pissing these batters off. Because you ain't fit to get much. But what I love about the most is Georgia boy. No, listen, was in Mississippi, decided to come, a state down to them Florida Gators. The strikeout specialist, Mr. Hurston Waldrep. What's going on with you, Hurston?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Now, Hurston, man, thanks for coming on. Now, before I get into it, though, Thomasville, Georgia. What's up with them? What's up with Thomas County Central, though? I know y'all don't like each other. And they were 3 high schools down there. I think one of them closed down. When I heard Thomasville, I thought Thomasville, that's Wonder Bread down there. I think Nature's Valley's down there. Thomas County Central, we go, no. I'm from Thomasville. I went to Thomasville High. Do y'all got a nice little rivalry going on with them Thomas County Central boys?
Oh, yeah. We got a good rivalry going on. All sports, football. I played football and baseball in high school, so it was there with both of them in the fall with football and then in the spring with baseball. So it was constant with me. Heard it back and forth. So, but it's a good rivalry, though. It's a lot of fun. Games are always sold out. You can always count on a good atmosphere and a lot of fans showing up, but it's a lot of fun.
Now, Hurston, you modest with it. You say, yeah, I played some football. No, you were a hell of a kicker and a punter now. Like, I remember you coming out. Obviously, baseball was your sport of choice, but how was that? Because a lot of times people hear, well, he's going to college for baseball, but you say high school, it might be the last time I can play multiple sports before I get into one. Was football always that second sport for you?
Yeah, it was a second sport. I didn't even start playing until high school. I never even crossed my mind, really. But my siblings grew up playing soccer, so I was always around that. And then I played soccer growing up. And then our high school coach came up to me. He was like, "Dude, if you can kick anything like your brother could, like I need a kicker." And so I tried out. I ended up playing my freshman year. Didn't play my sophomore year, and then I moved to Thomasville after my freshman year of high school. And so I played there my junior and senior year. Played a little bit of quarterback, and then was mainly the kicker for those 2 years. So
obviously you with my Florida Gators right now. We're gonna even get to how you went into that decision going from Southern Miss to Florida. But man, when it comes to the baseball circuit, for young men that want to go play collegiate baseball, could you please tell them that at a certain point your weekends just went away? Like, I didn't have weekends growing up as a young man. It was sleeping in the car in a new city every single week. But because, as a person who has 2 daughters who has to do the softball circuit, the volleyball circuit, I hear about baseball circuits and people say the same thing. Man, you got to love it, man. Because if you don't, you're going to burn out.
yeah, you'll fall out of love with it real quick if you're not bought in 100%. So it's like during the summer in high school, if you're really wanting to play college baseball, you have to know that every single weekend you're gonna have to be traveling somewhere, playing some type of tournament, playing in front of college coaches, getting your name out there, and then not even to mention the draft. Like, if you want to get drafted, the things you have to go through with scouts and making sure you're going to the tournaments that the scouts are going to be at. When at that age with high schoolers, they're going to go to the most concentrated places. They're going to go to those bigger tournaments where they're going to see the most talent. And so, it's like, it's crazy because you know that, like, you obviously want to have summer and you want to be a kid and enjoy life. But then again, like, if you really want to play baseball and pursue it as a career, you gotta invest a lot of time into it, and not just where you play, but the amount of time that you put in outside the field with, all the little things, everything that, adds up to being able to play at the next level. So, it's a ton of time, but it all pays off and it's all worth it if you're really invested in it. So
2022 third team All-American, 2023 preseason first team All-American by collegiate baseball. Played in the Super Regional last year, man. That's pretty prestigious when you think about college baseball. Obviously, you guys didn't make it past them Ole Miss Rebels, not to give them any love, but shout out to them Rebels. Well, what was that like though? Because we hear about the regional, super regionals. What was that like for you to get that postseason, experience in collegiate baseball?
Oh, it was unreal. I mean, it's like you think about college baseball and you think about Omaha, but I mean, you think about the 60, 65 games that you have to play before you even get to Omaha. I mean, that like then the regionals and the super regionals. I mean, it was awesome. That atmosphere was unreal. I mean, with the regional, we played LSU, and I mean, you heard about their offense from start to finish. I mean, they hit, and so them being an hour and a half away from us, their fans traveled like crazy, and then the in-state rival with Ole Miss, being around that was unreal. I mean, it's what you dream of when you think about playing at the next level and playing college baseball and wanting to go to Omaha. Like, if you're gonna go to Omaha, you have to play the best, and like we played the best, and obviously they ended up winning it. So it's just, I mean, it was everything about it was a dream come true. So
I mean, Hurst, you talking about playing the best. I mean, you one of the best. I mean, what? You threw 2 complete games and a shutout in the same season. I mean, what is that like? Because as a pitcher, listen, I don't know what it is about y'all and these managers or whatever or head coaches. Y'all don't even look at them like, oh, I'm not coming. Y'all do not like to come out. But but 2 complete games and a shutout. I mean, what was that like for you in still your very young collegiate career?
honestly, those 2 games, it was they felt so much shorter than like a full complete game. Like, you get out there and you're just like, usually by the third inning for me, like once I get into the third inning, it just becomes a cycle. Like, you don't look at the scoreboard, you don't look at what inning it is. Like, you're just out there. Like, they get the third out, your offense gets the third out. Like, okay, time to go back on the mound, time to go again. Like, it's just a cycle. And then you look up and it's the seventh, eighth, ninth inning, and you're 100 and something pitches deep, and you don't want to come out of the game. You're so invested in it that you want to throw 200 pitches or however many pitches it takes you to get through the game. You hope you don't have to throw 200 pitches to get through the game, but you just want to keep going until you can't anymore. So it's it's awesome to be able to get to that point and then just want to keep going.
First 2 years at Southern Miss, you decided to jump into the transfer portal. Well, first and foremost, I had nothing to do with. Did Coach O'Sullivan call you and go, "Hey, listen, Hurston, listen, stop playing. We want you. We get on the plane," or what? Like, what was that? Because it's not like you weren't successful where you were. Most of the time, people hear, "Oh, I wasn't playing. It wasn't what I wanted." No, you were very successful at Southern Miss. But what went into the decision of saying, "Look, I love my teammates. I love my, the coaches. I love where I'm at, but I want more." What went into the decision to get into the portal and come to Florida?
I think that was pretty much it. Is I kind of wanted more out of myself. I kind of wanted to challenge myself again and take on the transfer and see where it would take me. And I didn't want to get through the year and look back and be like I'd have any regrets about anything that I did. And so I just decided to pull the trigger, enter the portal. And Coach O'Sullivan was one of the first couple of coaches to call me. I was in North Carolina. We were Team USA at the time, so he hopped on a plane, flew to North Carolina, and I talked to him like 3 days after in the portal. And he's awesome. You always hear about Florida and the pitchers that they produce, and so it was on my mind, like when I entered the portal, of places that I would like to go. So being able to talk to him firsthand and being the first coach that I actually talked to in person, and he made a really good impression on me and was very convincing, and is just, I mean, it seemed like the right fit.
Hurston, when you think about Florida Gator baseball, take nothing away from the LSU, the Tennessee. I know they had one of their best seasons ever. But like you said, when I hear about these dudes, like even though even though Southern Miss is in the Sun Belt now, they was in the Conference USA. What was it about Florida that was attractive to you? Yes, you got Coach O'Sullivan. Yes, you got the prestige, but you see, man, these dudes are good top to bottom, from pitching to offense to defense. What made you feel as though you could fit in a team that was already loaded?
I felt like if I couldn't make it here, then I wasn't gonna make it to the next level. Like, if I wanted to prove to myself mainly that I could pitch it in this league, I could pitch in the SEC and I could do it every weekend. I could take on that challenge and pretty much better myself as a player. And I wanted to come in here and make an impression quickly, and fit in this clubhouse, and make sure that I was doing everything I needed to do to continue to grow, but also learn the ways of this program. And but I mean, it was awesome to see the year that this program had last year, even though that, I mean, they weren't supposed to. They weren't supposed to have this great year, and then they struggled, came back, um, made it to the SEC tournament finals, and then hosted a regional. Ended up playing Oklahoma, who went to made it to the Omaha finals. And I mean, everything about their year, like it was like it. You didn't hear about them in the beginning, you heard about their struggles, and then heard about the success at the end. And I think that was kind of a reoccurring theme, was like they were going to fight for that playoff spot. They were going to do everything they had to do to make it to the playoffs, make it to the regionals, host a regional, make it to Omaha, whatever. And then the amount of times that they went to Omaha, before winning it in 17, and then the few times after. I mean, it's like everything, like you just hear about them so much recently in recent history, and then before that even. So I mean, it was a program that was definitely on my mind when I was looking for a new place to play.
Talking with Hurston Waldrep, just phenom pitcher for them 2023 Florida Gators, 2022 third team All-American, 2023 preseason first team All-American, number 14 prospect for that 2023 MLB draft. But I see you guys camaraderie. Like, I can see it. Obviously, when you watching the game, they get you guys highlight. Whoever do you guys highlights, I mean, incredible. But you one of those guys. Talk about because a baseball team is different than any other team. A softball team is similar to a baseball team because y'all do everything together. It's constant motivation, whether you on the mound, whether you on defense, or, at the plate. But what is that camaraderie like for you guys? Because it looks like you guys enjoy playing with each other out there.
Yeah, I think you have to have that. You have to be able to enjoy it, and you have to be able to put your, selfishness aside. Like if you're not playing, you're not getting the innings, whatever. I mean, you're still a part of that. You're still a part of that program, and I think that's something that this team does so well. Is we all know that there are so many pieces that can play at any position. I mean, we got so many guys that could be starting our lineup every day of the week, and I mean, it can't happen that way. You can only play 9 guys, and you can only have one guy on the mound at the time. So being able to come together, realize that, and just make each other better each and every day, and not be selfish about it. And I mean, just we're all here for the same reason. We're all wanting to go to Omaha, and I think most of us realize that, which is awesome. I mean, it's very, very hard for an entire team to click like that, and for all of us to come to the field every day with the same goal, and just better everyone, and fight to win, and fight to play our best. So
you went from hearing about SEC baseball, now you in the thick of it. You guys are who everybody wants to play, in conference, out of conference. But now that you're doing it, I mean, obviously you got the goods, but what is that feeling like now? Is it everything you thought it would be?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's awesome to be at the top of someone's hit list. We lost to JU last night. I mean, it is what it is. It happens. You're not gonna have a perfect season, but I mean, you saw the way they reacted when they did, and it's kind of like, oh, they were coming for our throats because of who we are. But now we have to bounce back and play Miami this weekend, which is arguably one of our toughest series of the year. So I mean, it's you can't focus on that game. You have to look forward to the next one. So
I mean, you mentioned that Miami rivalry, man. I mean, let's call it. If you play baseball in the state of Florida, we don't like none of y'all. The boys over there on the Panhandle, the boys down there in South Florida. But how do you keep your emotions under you? Because at the same, listen, it's you, the hitter and the catcher. Every time, you're a very aggressive guy. You go after guys. Look, I'm coming at you. How do you keep your poise, and how would you describe, your pitching style when you on the mound?
I think that's the name of the game, though. I mean, it doesn't matter who you play. Like at the end of the day, you're still playing baseball. Like, so what? I mean, the guy you're facing, he's just another hitter. That's how you have to look at it. You can't look at it as, oh, I'm playing Miami this weekend. I have to level up my game. Like, I mean, not really. If the atmosphere is going to level it up for you, like you're there for a reason, and it doesn't matter what you think. You don't have to try harder. You don't have to throw harder, spin your curveball better. Like at the end of the day, you're still playing baseball. So I mean, if the coaches didn't trust you to be out there, then they wouldn't have you out there. So the way I look at it when I'm on the mound is, it's just baseball. I put in the work. I do everything off the field to make sure that I'm prepared for these moments, and I'm out there fighting and trying to be the best version of myself.
That's a I don't know. It's too many things in life you can compare to a pitcher. I mean, you got the ump. Hopefully, you got a good ump that can see. Hopefully, your catcher. But what are you looking at with a hitter? Like, are you looking at tendencies? Are you looking right at them? Like, it's like the game within the game. Because most people will never know what it's like to be a pitcher. All we see is you either shake your head, yes, no, tell them, no, don't give me something else. But what are you looking at when it comes? Obviously, it's just another hitter. But what are the keys? Are you keying on something?
Yeah, so the first time through the lineup, you're looking for a lot. I mean, you can tell a lot about a hitter by the way he looks at the first pitch of the at bat. I mean, you can tell what he's looking for, what he's not looking for, what he can see, what he can't see. I mean, you can tell everything pretty much from the first pitch, and then everything plays off that first pitch. I mean, if he takes a good swing on a 0 fastball, then you can tell he's going to want to be aggressive. So I mean, you can work off of that. But I mean, the first time through the lineup, you try to get as much as you can so you can go deeper in the game. You can face him 2 or 3 times after that, and then maybe a fourth. So I mean, you're looking at small things. You're looking at his eyes. You're looking at how he looks after he takes that first pitch. Does he take back, like step back and kind of like, okay, like that was a good pitch, or does he step back and like he's shaking his head like he's confident that he saw the pitch? There's so many things that play into it, or like, I mean, most guys, they're just, they're up there pitching. They don't care what the hitter thinks. They're up there, they're throwing their best stuff. They're just letting it eat. And it's like the guys like that, it's awesome to watch because they just don't care. Like they're literally up there to throw as hard as they can, and they're throwing their stuff. They know it's good. They know they can strike anybody out. And then, I mean, they're just going to pitch as long as they can, which is awesome. And then, you have guys that can, they don't throw as hard, but they're up there dicing just like everybody else because they know how to read a hitter.
Speaking of guys, I mean, you a freak yourself, Hurston, with what you do on the mound. But you play with this freak named Jack Cagney. I don't know who this kid is. He looked first when you see him, I'm like, the football department is down the road. 6'5", 245, Jack Hammer, Jack Tiny, whatever, Jack of all trades, whatever. What is it like playing with a guy? One, could be on the mound, but two, when he's at bat, what type of fear do you think he puts in opposing pitchers?
Well, I had the pleasure of working out with him almost every day in the fall. He was we were in the same rack pretty much the whole fall working out together, and so I've always been on him. Like he's 6'5", 245, but he's a big teddy bear, and we're not on the field. And he's awesome. He's a great dude. I love him to death. But when you put him on the field, you don't mess with him. He's unreal. He's unstoppable. If he's got the right mindset, he's got everything there. He's confident on the mound. I mean, you don't get in his way. You let him do his thing. He'll take care of business if he's confident, and if he gets mad, then you really don't get in his way because then he'll run through a brick wall. So I mean, he's awesome. He can do everything, and he's a very confident player on the field, which is what you want to see. But I mean, he's great. We're lucky to have him on the staff and on the offensive side.
Hurston, when you're at your best, like obviously, is it something you feel, or you out there saying, dude? Because every player says this, man, I feel good today. That's just something we tell ourselves. But at what point during the game you saying, dude, I'm not gonna show it. I got this poker face when I'm on the mound. But at what point do you say, sorry, outfield, the infield gonna get a lot of work. Y'all just chill out there because it's not gonna be much work for y'all today.
I mean, I usually settle in around the third inning. Like if I'm settled in by the third inning, I'm great. If I'm, first 2 innings, with me, I get so much adrenaline like going into those games. I'm fired up, ready to go, ready to compete. And once I settle in about the third inning, and whatever pitch they call, I'll throw it. And I usually don't shake. I'm up there getting the sign and going. I'm just doing my thing and comfortable, and I usually get in that groove and just start rolling.
You got the cheat code, man. Coach O'Sullivan, he's seen it all, done it all. I mean, from putting players in the bigs, winning it all. I mean, you guys are perennial, playoff team every single year. You playing in the SEC, some of the best baseball in the country. What is it like having him as a coach, knowing that I can trust every single thing he says? And because as players, we want a coach that got a pedigree. Yes, we respect your position, but if you got the pedigree and the resume to back it up, it makes me say, okay, what is it about having a guy like that that says I can trust everything he says, everything he tells me, and I can apply it out there?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want. Like, you want somebody that's seen it all. You want somebody that's had the experience. So when you're on the field, you know that whatever he's calling, whatever he's telling you, he's saying it for a purpose. He's not just out there saying words just to try it out. Like, that's not how he works. If he says something, you better listen, and you better take it to heart because it means something. So for him to have that experience with guys, going to the big leagues, playing the next level, playing in Omaha so many times. I mean, he's obviously seen it. Like, he's gone through it. So, I mean, knowing that as a player, like, you have a lot of confidence and a lot of trust in your coaching staff.
Hurston, how dangerous can this team be? Because like you said, I like your attitude when you said, okay, we lost to JU. You're not going to win. The best team in baseball don't always win it because a lot of things go your. But if you guys are firing on our offense, the bat's going crazy, you guys are doing it at the mound. How dangerous can this team go? And how far can you guys go this year?
I mean, obviously, there's the expectations of like us going to Omaha, but I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to everyone playing their best at the right time. So I mean, as long as we're together, like you said earlier, as long as the team chemistry is there, I think the sky's the limit for all of us. We expect the most out of ourselves, and for us, it's one game at a time. Like, I mean, it's this weekend's everyone's so hyped about this weekend, but we can't focus on the weekend. We have to focus on Friday. Like, we can't just we don't want to get caught up in the, oh, we're this good because, oh, we have Jack, like, oh, our weekend staff, like, oh, our bullpen, our hitters, like, we can't, you can't put it on one specific piece of the team. Like, we want to be able to say, oh, like, the Florida Gators are playing baseball, like, they're killing it right now. Like, we want to be able to say that from game one to game, the last game in Omaha. Like, that's our goal. Like, we want to be able to play the best from start to finish.
Hurston, is there a favorite team you like to go up against already? Is there a team you say when I see these guys, man, let's go?
I mean, you can argue like this and that. I mean, Tennessee, you always. Oh, I mean, with the SEC, you're playing the best every time you step on the field, pretty much. So, I mean, it's I don't know. It's just a cool experience for me to be able to say that I can play in this league, and I can pitch and play for the Gators. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just about playing baseball. So.
Hurston, because I have you here, it's all these unwritten rules in baseball, right? Maybe you can help me. If somebody go yard on you, which is rare, and he's staring at you, are you saying, dude, you better hurry up? Because y'all pitchers and batters and the bat flip. Like, listen, I'm a baseball purist, right? I'm a Braves fan because I root for the best. But you as a pitcher, if somebody goes yard on you and they staring at you a little bit too long, or they're staring at their work a little bit too long, do you say to yourself, hey, bro, let's go? Like, I get it, but do you want to get on around the bases, or how do you deal with that?
So I'm not a very flashy guy on the mound. Like, you see the same face from me from the first time I step on the mound to the last time I leave the mound. Like, that's my thing. So if I'm not gonna show you up, you don't show me up. Like, yeah, you hit a home run, like, you can admire it, but don't be staring at me. Like, I didn't stare at you, I didn't show you up, don't show me up. That's kind of the way I work. So I mean, it's a respect thing, but it's also like, it's a gamesmanship. Like, it's, you know, if I'm not gonna show you up when I strike you out, don't show me up if you hit a home run off of me. Like, it's just a respect thing.
Is there a pitcher that you pat in your game after?
Tyler Glasnow. He's a big one. He's probably one of the best pitchers in the game right now, and I've always, like, I watched him a lot growing up, and then I ended up having similar features the way we pitch and pitch style. So I model a lot of my game after him.
Now I gotta ask this: you got the same face from start to finish. If I don't show you up, don't show me up. But y'all playing, Miami or Tennessee or LSU. Caglione goes yard and he's staring at a pitcher. Do you go stare at him, Jack? Does it switch up because it's Jack?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I kind of like to keep my cool, you know, like he hits a homer. He's pretty respectful about it though. Like most of our guys know, like if the pitcher tries to show you up, like you can show him up. But no, I think everybody on our team's pretty good about, you know, they get around the bases. They might look at it for a second and then go, but you know, with the way the umpires are nowadays, like Jack hit a home run the other day and he looked at it for a second and then dropped his bat and the umpire like yelled at him as he was leaving the box. I was like, dude, he didn't do anything compared to what most of these hitters do after hitting a home run. So, I mean, a lot of us like we're kind of almost scared to, you know, admire a home run. So, but yeah, I mean, umpires keep us pretty in check these days.
And finally, you know, we talked about it earlier. When you were a young kid and baseball becomes what you want your life to be, you almost got to give up your childhood. We talk about the road trips and the weekends and the tournaments. Because I have you here, mom and dad, I know you got older brothers, you know, 2 younger sisters. What do you say to them? Because those are the ones who got to make the sacrifice with you. I'm pretty sure your sisters are like, oh my God, are we going? Yep, get in the car. We're going somewhere again.
Yeah. So my oldest sister, she was the one that took most of the traveling. My older brother, he didn't. He went to some tournaments, but by the time I was playing like real travel ball, he was in college and kind of doing his own thing. And then my 2 younger sisters, the the youngest one, she loves it. I mean, she'll go anywhere in the world. She can't wait to come to Gainesville every weekend to watch the Gators play. She was a Florida fan growing, like I don't know where it came from, but she was always a Florida fan, and my dad's a Georgia fan, so they always argue about that, but it's hilarious. She's 8 years old. She has the personality of a 20-year-old, I swear. And I mean, she's awesome. She's right there rooting and hollering. I can hear her over the whole crowd. And then my older sister, she comes to a few games, but yeah, it's we were a traveling family growing up. From my older brother playing travel ball, my older sister playing travel soccer, and I mean we were never not used to the go 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 all the time.
He is Hurston Waldrep, getting ready for this Miami series. Listen, I don't deal with, I don't even talk. I don't like to give love to those other schools, not named the University of Florida. Thomasville, Georgia. Went to Thomasville High. Went up against some Thomas County Central boys. Balled out of 2 different sports. Sister was a Florida fan. The youngest sister is smart. She root for the boys in orange and blue. I don't even like red and black. Don't like Athens. It ain't Gainesville. You know how I go. But Hurston, I appreciate you taking the time, man. Tell your teammates, man, to come through and highlight it, man. I'm trying to talk to as many of you guys as possible. And tell Jack, if I said anything about him that he don't like, I apologize. I don't want no trouble with that young man.
Yeah, I'll handle him for you. I'll put him in his place.